Hello all, welcome to 90 plus double power tuition, the world's first learning assurance model tuition. So myself Sibyl and I'm your biology tutor for today's session, and this is the day 2 workout session for the chapter transportation in plants and animals. So hello Abhinav, how are you doing? Doing good?
Yes, I'm doing good, sir.
Yes, good. So we had already completed the concept session yesterday, right? We had
Yeah,
discussed about many different topics in yesterday's session. We had discussed about the functioning of heart. We had discussed about the xylem, phloem, right? Also, we had discussed about the circulation in sponges as well as in hydra, right? All these topics
yeah,
we had discussed yesterday. So we had actually completed about 75% of the chapter. Okay, now only 25% is left that we will be discussing in the next week. Okay, so today is a
okay.
workout session. So before entering into the session, I will just introduce you into the highlights of the double power tuition. In double power tuition, we are going to complete the topics in 2 days. The first day will be the concept session. In concept session, I will be explaining the topics in detail. So whatever doubts you are having, you can clear all those doubts in the concept session. The very next day, we will be having a workout session. In workout session, whatever topic that we had discussed in the concept session, based on that topic, the important questions related to that topic will be discussed in the workout session. So the main aim of the workout session is to give you an idea about the exam, is to help you understand which all are the important questions that you can expect in the exam. Okay, it also help us to test you whether you are learning the topics in the right way, whether you are revising the topics in the right way. Okay, so that we can identify the learning gaps and find the solutions. Okay, so that's why we are calling this model as learning assurance model. So whatever topic that we are discussing in the concept session, in the very next day, we are assuring that you are learning it in the right way. Okay, that's why we are calling this model as learning assurance model. So we had already completed the concept session yesterday. We had also completed an MCQ test, right? So all those things we had completed in yesterday's concept session. Today we are having a workout session. So in workout session, first of all, I will revise the entire topic, whatever topic that we had discussed yesterday. I will just revise it. So if you are having any doubts, any additional concepts, if you want, if you are having any extra doubts, any high order thinking doubts, any such doubts, you can ask me. We can clear that doubts in the revision time. Okay, then after that we will enter into our workout session. So in workout session, what we are going to do is that whatever topic that we had discussed yesterday, based on that topic, the important questions, the high order thinking questions, the difficult questions, this will be discussed in detail. Okay, so in workout session you should write down all the answers so that you will get an experience for the exam, and you have to self evaluate. You have to self evaluate it. After writing down the answer, we will discuss the answers. At that time you can self evaluate your answers. This is what we are going to do in the workout session. Clear? Yes. So first, let us revise the entire topic. So had you revised all this topic that we had discussed yesterday? Yes, yes. Any doubts, any particular specific doubts? No, right. Okay, okay, okay. So let us quickly revise the topic that we had discussed yesterday. Then we can enter into our workout session. So let me present the screen for you. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
So we will be completing this chapter in 3 weeks. Okay, we had already completed week 1 and week 2. That is day 1 concept session and day 2 concept session is over. By next week we will complete this chapter. Okay, so by next workout session, that is in the day 3 workout session, you will be having a complete chapter test. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. So we had discussed all those things in the day 1 session, right? I hope you remember all those things, the blood, right? Its
yeah,
components,
yeah, yeah.
solid component, fluid component. Solid components are blood cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Then about the features of all those things, we had discussed all those things in detail, right? Blood
Yeah.
vessels, arteries, veins, capillaries. Then we had discussed about the heart, right? Structure of the heart. All those things we had discussed in detail in day 1 session. I'm not going to revise it once again because we had already revised it in yesterday's session, right? Today I'm going to revise the topic that we had discussed in day 2. right? In day 2 we had discussed in detail about the functioning of the heart, right? The first thing that we had discussed was about the functioning of heart. So before learning about the functioning of heart, we should have an understanding about the structure of the heart, right? That we had discussed in detail in day 1
Yeah.
session. What is the structure of heart? How you can explain the structure of heart?
So it's like it's a pumping organ.
Very good, it is a pumping organ.
Then it has 4
Very
chambers.
good, 4
The
chambers, right? The heart is
left
having 4
atrium,
chambers. Left atrium,
left ventricle, the right
left
atrium, the right
ventricle,
ventricle.
right atrium, and right ventricle. When you are saying the name of the chambers, name it in an order. Okay, we are
Yeah.
having 2 upper chambers. The upper chambers are left atrium and right atrium. Then we are having 2 lower chambers, right? That lower chambers are left ventricle and right ventricle, right? Then after that, which all are the other
Then
components?
we have a septum.
Very good, septum. What is the function of the septum?
The septum, like it separates the chambers
Very good. It is a
to prevent the
muscular
mixing
wall,
of blood.
right?
Yeah.
It is a muscular wall that separate the chambers of the heart. Then
Then we have something called the pericardium,
very good,
which
pericardium.
protects the heart.
Very good. It is a double-walled sac, right? That
Yeah.
covers the entire heart and protects our heart. Then
Then we had
one more component is there.
valves.
Valves. Very good. That they will prevent the backflow of blood, right?
Backflow of blood.
So when they are asking you to explain the structure of the heart, this much things you should mention. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you can just draw the structure of heart as well. Do you know to
Yeah,
draw the
okay.
structure of heart?
Yeah,
Very
almost.
simple. Just draw means a rough figure. Okay. You have to draw a rough figure, not a very complicated image that you can see in our textbook. Just an image like this. Okay. Just and you should separate this with a septum and all. In this way, you can draw a very rough image. Okay. A very rough image. That is more than enough. Okay. A very rough image. Then also you will get the marks. Okay. So if you are an exam and all, we will not get that much time, right? So at that time
Yeah.
you can draw such a rough images. Okay. And you can just mention the right atrium, left atrium, ventricle, pericardium. In between you can show the valves and all. Okay. You can just show the valves and all, and you can draw it in that way. So you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so just try to draw a rough image. Okay, not a very detailed image, as you can see in that in our diagrams and all, they are giving a very detailed image, right? That is not required. Just a very brief sketch, rough sketch is enough. Okay, and you can just mention about the different, that you can just mark the different parts. That is okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Then functioning of heart. The next topic that we have to discuss in detail is
The
about
functioning
the
of the heart.
functioning of heart. How our heart is functioning.
Function.
So functioning of heart, we had already discussed what happens.
Yeah.
The deoxygenated blood, right?
Blood. Yeah,
The
through the
deoxygenated blood.
superior vena cava and
Very good.
inferior vena
Through the
cava,
superior and inferior vena cava, they will reach us in the
right atrium.
right atrium. So first, without using the slides, we can try to revise. Okay, so
Yeah.
that we will be able to remember it for a longer period of time. Always
Yeah.
remember this. Okay, whenever you're learning, try to recall. Okay,
Yeah.
never go for rereading. For example, you read something once, then after that you try to close your notebook and try to recall it from your memory.
Yeah.
This is a very better method of learning. You learn like that, right?
Yeah.
You should. So let us try to recall first. So the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through the superior and inferior vena cava, they will reach us into our
right atrium.
right atrium. From right atrium,
Then through our mitral valve.
not through our right atrium, not mitral valve, tricuspid valve, right? So through our tricuspid valve, they will reach us into our.
They will reach our right ventricle.
Very good. Right ventricle. From right ventricle,
the pulmonary valves there.
Pulmonary valve. Through the pulmonary valve, they will reach us into
the left ventricle.
Not left ventricle.
Left
pulmonary
atrium,
artery. No. Pulmonary artery. Pulmonary valve, pulmonary artery. It is deoxygenated blood, right? The deoxygenated blood from different parts of our body through superior and inferior vena cava. First of all, they will reach us the right atrium. Then from right atrium through the tricuspid valve. The valve name is not required. If you simply mention valve 1, that is also okay. Okay. Through the valve 1, they will reach us the right ventricle, and from the right ventricle through the valve 2, or you can say pulmonary valve, right? Through the pulmonary valve, they will reach us the pulmonary artery, and through the pulmonary artery, they will reach us the lungs, right? In the lungs, what happens? the blood will
in the
get
lungs, the blood will get
oxygenated.
oxygenated.
Yes, the blood will get oxygenated. So what happens, that oxygenated blood, finally it will reaches in the left
atrium.
No, left atrium. From the left atrium through
The
the
mitral
pulmonary
valve.
vein, right? Through the
Pulmonary
pulmonary
vein.
vein, they will reach the left atrium. From the left atrium through the next valve, right? Mitral valve,
yeah.
they will reach
Left
the left
ventricle.
ventricle. From the left ventricle through the
Left ventricle,
aortic
it will
valve,
go to aortic valve, then
aortic
to
valve,
aorta.
aorta, then it will reach
Then
the different body parts,
different
right?
body
This
parts.
is the
Yeah.
functioning of our heart, right? Deoxygenated blood through the superior and inferior vena cava, they will reach our right atrium. Then valve 1 means tricuspid valve, right? They will reach the
Yeah.
right ventricle. Then through the pulmonary valve, they will reach the pulmonary artery, and through the pulmonary artery, they will reach the lungs, right? In the lungs, what happens? The blood will get oxygenated. That oxygenated blood through the pulmonary vein, they will reach the left atrium, and from the left atrium through the valve 3. Valve 3 means it is actually our mitral valve, right? Through the mitral valve, they will reach the left ventricle. From the left ventricle through valve 4. Valve 4
aortic
means
valves.
aortic valve. It will reach the aorta, then arteries, capillaries, and to our body cells or tissues. This is actually the functioning of our heart, right?
Yeah.
We also had explained our heart's functioning is called as double circulation, right?
Double
The functioning of the heart is called as
pulmonary
double
circulation and
yes,
systemic
pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Why we are calling it as double circulation? Because the blood enters into our heart twice,
2 times,
right? First during pulmonary circulation, and the second time during the systemic circulation, right? We had explained in detail what is pulmonary circulation and what is systemic circulation, right? What is pulmonary circulation?
So, like when from the deoxygenated blood from different parts of our body through the heart reaches the lungs for oxygenation.
Very good, very good. So you should say it is a circulation, right? What is pulmonary circulation? It is the circulation of deoxygenated blood, right? It is the circulation of deoxygenated blood, right? It is a circulation of deoxygenated blood from different body parts, right? From different body parts
through the heart.
Very good. Through the heart to the lungs, right? From different body parts through the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. From different body parts through the heart to the lungs. Through the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. Through the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. That is pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation. Then after that, the next one is systemic circulation, right?
Yeah.
What is systemic circulation?
It is the circulation of oxygenated blood from the lungs
blood from the lungs
heart, then
to the heart.
Parts of our body.
Very good, very good. So what is systemic circulation? It is a circulation of oxygenated blood, right? It is the circulation of oxygenated blood. Both of those definitions are very, very important, but it is not clearly mentioned in your textbook. Okay. Yeah. That's why it is important. It is a circulation of oxygenated blood from our lungs, right? Oxygenated blood from lungs. Oxygenated blood from lungs through the heart, right? To different body parts. Through the heart to different body parts. That is systemic circulation. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So you should remember both of these things. Okay. Pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Okay. So that is all about circulation. Then after that, we had discussed about so that's pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So during pulmonary circulation, the blood enters into our body once, and during systemic circulation also, the blood enters into our body once, right? So both together, the blood enters into our body twice. That's why we are calling this as
double circulation.
Double circulation. So this is pulmonary circulation, right? The deoxygenated blood, it is reaching up to the lungs. This is actually the pulmonary circulation. Okay. Yeah. Then after that, that oxygenated blood, they will reach us to different body parts. This is actually the systemic circulation. Clear? Yes. So that's why we are calling our circulation as double circulation. And our ventricles are thicker, right? The ventricles are thicker than the auricles, and
Yeah.
left
Left ventricle
ventricle
is
is
the
the
thickest.
thickest. Why? It is to
Because it's
pump.
pumping the blood.
Yes, because it is pumping the blood to the rest of our body parts, right?
Yeah.
So that's why left ventricle is the thickest among all the four chambers of the heart. Now, how is the heart actually functioning? They are functioning through
Relaxation and
relaxation and contraction. So during relaxation, what happens? The oxygenated blood will be received by the right
Received by
atrium.
the right
Sorry,
atrium.
the deoxygenated blood, right? The deoxygenated blood will be received by the right atrium, and the oxygenated blood will be received by the left atrium.
Left atrium.
Right? And during contraction, what happens? When the atrium contracts, this blood will move directly into the ventricles, right?
Ventricles.
The deoxygenated blood from the right atrium will move into the right ventricle, and the oxygenated blood from the left atrium will move into the left ventricle, right? Then the ventricles contract, right? When the ventricles contract, what happens? The deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery, they will reach the lungs, and the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle through the aorta, they will reach the different body parts, right? So during relaxation, they will receive the blood, and during contraction, they will push the blood to the rest of the parts.
Yeah.
Clear? So that is the speciality of contraction and relaxation. So the heart is actually functioning through this rhythmic contraction and relaxation, right? And that is called as a heartbeat. So what is a heartbeat? What is a heartbeat?
The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart.
Very good. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart is called as a heartbeat. How we can detect a heartbeat? How the doctors detect? Yes, the doctors detect the heartbeat by using the stethoscope. Actually, what is the function of the stethoscope? They are actually amplifying the sound, to amplify the sound of the heart. So the main function of the stethoscope is to amplify the sound of the heart. So in stethoscope, we can mainly see three structures, right? This is the earpiece, right? And this earpiece contains this diaphragm, right? Which is very, sorry, this is not earpiece. This is chest piece. Chest piece. Right? This is the chest piece. Yes, yes.
The one on top is the earpiece.
Very good. This is chest piece, right? This is chest piece, and this is earpiece, right? This is earpiece. So when I'm saying the answer in a certain manner, I had made that mistake. Okay, this is the chest piece and this is the earpiece, right? And this earpiece and chest piece are connected together with the help of a tube. Right? The tube is connecting this earpiece and chest piece together. And this chest piece contains a very important structure, that is diaphragm. Right? Inside this chest piece is present the diaphragm. Clear? So this much things you have to remember: earpiece, chest piece, tube. Right? And the chest piece contains the diaphragm. What is its main function? It helps to amplify the sound. Amplify the sound of the heart. Then we had discussed about the pulse, right? How we can check the pulse? By just placing our finger on our right hand wrist, right? When then we can observe the pulse. What is a pulse? The throbbing movement, because of the flow of the blood through the arteries. Blood through the arteries, that is pulse, right? And the number of beats per minute is called as the pulse rate, right? In a minute, how many times the pulse is beating, that is the pulse rate. So a resting person, usually he will be having a pulse rate of around 72 to 80 beats per minute. The pulse rate is equal to heartbeat, right? If you are having 72 pulse rate, our heartbeat will also be 72 to 80. Okay. Why it is so? Because both are same, right? Only the location is different. Heartbeat we can observe in our heart. Pulse rate we can observe in our hand. That is the only difference. Okay. Then we had discussed about the organisms like sponges, right? Sponges and hydra. The main speciality of both of this organism is they do not have any circulatory system. They do not possess any circulatory. Yes, the water in which they are living is doing all the circulation, right? What happens? The water in which they live, they will bring the food oxygen when it enters into their body, and as when they leave through their body, what happens? They will carry away the waste materials and carbon dioxide. Okay, so they do not have any circulatory system, blood or anything like that. In them, all the circulation is done by the water in which they are living. Clear?
Yeah.
So that is the speciality of hydra, right? We had discussed in detail about the features of hydra as well. Then we had discussed about transportation in plants, right? Yeah. Transportation in plants. So in plants, the transportation is mainly carried out by vascular cells, right? Or you can
Vascular
call them as
cells.
the vascular
Vascular
system.
system.
So in animals, we are having circulatory system, right? In the
Yeah.
same way, in the plants, they are having vascular system. That
System.
vascular system consists of two group
Xylem
of
and
cells,
phloem.
two tissues, right? That is xylem
Yeah.
tissue and phloem
Phloem tissue.
tissue. Both are tissues, right? Which
Yeah,
means it is
tissues.
not a single cell, it
Yeah,
is a
it's a
group
group.
of cells.
It's
So
a group of
xylem
cells.
and phloem, these are the two vascular systems. Xylem is helping in the transport of water and minerals, right? Water and minerals. And the phloem is helping in the transport of food, right? Food. So that is xylem and phloem. So the xylem and phloem is mainly helping in the transport of different components, right? What happens in the xylem? First of all, there will be plenty of water in the soil, right?
Water in the soil,
This water will be absorbed by the root hairs, right? What the root hairs will do? They will increases the surface area, right?
surface area.
To absorb more water. So what happens? There is water in the soil. So this water will be, first of all, root hairs will increase the surface area, right? So that they can absorb more water. So this water by the process of osmosis.
Osmosis.
What is osmosis? It is the movement of water.
The movement of water from higher
concentration of water to lower concentration of water through a semi-permeable membrane. That is osmosis, right? So by the process of osmosis, they will reach us into our root cells, right? From the root cells, they will reach us the xylem. And through the xylem, they will reach us the plant parts, right? They will reach us the plant parts. So this is actually the process of transport of water through xylem. Clear?
Yeah.
So through the xylem, they will reach us the plant parts. But for the transportation of this water, right? For upward transportation of water through the xylem, a force is required. Yes, that force is transpiration pull and root pressure. During daytime, what happens?
During day,
sunlight is there.
Night,
yes, root pressure. During daytime, sunlight is there. So because of the presence of sunlight, transpiration can take place. What is transpiration? It is the loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant, right? It is the loss of water from the aerial parts. Aerial parts means the parts that are present above the soil. That is transpiration, right? Mainly through the stomata. So during daytime, the water will be lost through the aerial parts of the plant by the process of transpiration, right? And when the transpiration happens, what happens? There will be a pull, right? It is called as suction pull or transpiration pull. Exactly same as that occurs when we are sucking the water through a straw, right? This will actually pull the water from xylem cells of the root to greater heights in tall trees. What happens at night? I had already said there is no transpiration taking place during night. So what happens? There will be plenty of water in the soil. This will exert a pressure, right? That pressure is called as root pressure. Because of that root pressure, at night time, the water will be pushed to greater heights. So that is transpiration pull and root pressure. Any doubts?
No, sir.
So the transpiration is having two main functions, right? First one, it is helping in the upward movement of water through xylem. Second one is it is helping in the temperature regulation, right? It will help, yes, it will cool the plant. So these are the two functions of transpiration, right? So then after that we had discussed about so that's all about xylem, right? This much points we had discussed related to xylem. And the movement of water, yes, the movement of water through xylem is called as
unidirectional.
It is unidirectional, but there is a name for that movement, right? Ascent of sap. Ascent of sap. So the component that is getting transported through the xylem is actually sap, right? Sap. I had already said sap is not a pure water, right?
Yeah.
They mainly contain, their main component is sucrose. Sucrose. Its main component is sucrose. So actually through the xylem, the sap is getting transported to greater heights, right? And in xylem, we can see mainly 4 types of cells, right? I had already said xylem is a tissue, right? It is not made up of a single cell. It contains 4 types of cells. That is
vessels,
tracheids. Tracheids are there. Then vessels, xylem vessels.
Then the xylem parenchyma.
Very good. Xylem parenchyma and
then the xylem fibers.
Very good. Xylem parenchyma.
Only xylem parenchyma is living.
Very good. Xylem parenchyma is there and xylem fiber is there, right? These are the
Yeah,
Four
xylem.
types of cells that you can see in the xylem, right? And here only
Yeah.
one is living, that is xylem
Xylem
parenchyma is
parenchyma.
only living, right? All other cells are dead.
It helps
So
in
in the case
storage.
of majority of the cells in xylem are dead, right? The
Dead.
tracheids and vessels, they will help
It's
in the
transportation of water.
transportation of water. Xylem parenchyma helps in storage,
Storage.
and the
Xylem
xylem
fiber
fibers
support.
helps in support, right? They just provide a support to the plant. That is a function of xylem cells. Then after that, we had discussed about the phloem, right?
Phloem.
Phloem. And the transportation of food through the phloem is called as
Translocation.
translocation. So what is translocation? Sometimes they will ask you to define translocation. At that time, you should say it is a transport of food
Transport of
from
food
the leaves to
from the
different
leaves
parts
to
of the
different
plant
parts of the
through the
plant.
soil, through the
Through the
phloem,
soil, yeah.
through the phloem. Okay, through the phloem. That is translocation. And the main speciality of translocation is that this is bidirectional, right?
Yeah.
So,
Both upwards and downwards.
yes. So the transportation through xylem, its main problem was that it was unidirectional, right? It
Yeah.
will take place only in one direction. But translocation is not like that. It is bidirectional. It will take place both in upward as well as downward direction, right?
Yeah.
They will take place in upward as well as downward direction. So it is bidirectional. It is bidirectional. Okay.
Directional.
Then we had discussed about the types of cells in phloem, right? Phloem is also a
Yeah.
tissue. We had already
Phloem
said
is a
they
tissue, yeah.
contains four types of cells, which are
Yeah,
the
they have
first one
sieve
is
tube
sieve tube
elements.
elements. Very good.
Then
Sieve
they have
tube
the
elements is
companion
the
cells.
very good companion cells. So sieve tube elements, then companion cells,
Then phloem
sieve
parenchyma.
tube elements, companion cells,
Phloem parenchyma.
phloem parenchyma, and
Phloem
phloem
fibers.
fibers, right?
Only
Phloem
phloem fibers is
parenchyma
dead.
and phloem fibers, right? Here only
Phloem
phloem
fibers is
fiber
dead.
is dead. So phloem
Yeah.
parenchyma and phloem fiber only. Phloem fiber is dead. All
Yeah.
others are living, right? This is the
Living.
only dead tissue. All others are living, right?
Sieve
All
tube
the
element
cells are
and
living.
companion cell,
Very good.
transportation of food.
This both will help in the transportation of food. Phloem
Then
parenchyma will
phloem
help in
parenchyma
storage.
storage.
Phloem fiber
Phloem
will help
fiber
in support.
support.
Okay. There are many other functions, but only this much functions is required. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is the main functions of phloem. Clear? So this
Yeah.
much things we had discussed related to phloem, right? So phloem is mainly transporting food, right, from the
Yeah.
leaves. So you should also remember the location. They are transporting the food from the leaves to different
To
parts of the
different parts of the
plant.
plant.
Okay. So that is the main difference between xylem and phloem. Any doubts?
Yeah.
This much things you have to remember. I think you got secured 10 out of 10 in the last test, right?
Yeah.
MCQ. Very good, very good. So no doubts in the test as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So we can enter into our workout session. Just wait a minute. So I will give you some time if you want to drink some water. If you want to go
Okay.
to washroom, you can do that. Okay, then I will start with our workout session. So please be ready with a pen and paper. So I'm giving you 2 minutes to take your pen and paper and to get ready for the workout session. Okay. Ready, have enough?
Yeah.
Yes. So let us start with our workout session. So just wait a minute. Let me present the workout PPT for you. Okay. I hope the screen is visible to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So as usual, I had already said in workout sessions, I will be showing you some questions. You should write down the answers of that questions. Then we will discuss the answers. Then after completing the discussion of the answer, you can self-evaluate your answer. Okay.
Yeah.
And based on that, we can move on. Okay. So basically in your exam, you can expect 5 types of questions. You already know that, right? MCQ, assertion and reasoning based questions. Then the next type is short answer type questions, long answer type questions, and the last type is case study based questions. We will be discussing all this type of questions in today's session, and please keep this in mind. Usually from this topic that we had discussed, day 2 topic, usually you can expect long answer type questions. Okay, Because transportation of water through xylem, that is a long answer type question. Transportation of food through phloem, long answer type question. Functioning of heart, long answer type questions. Okay. So you can expect this 3 important long answer type question from this chapter. Okay, from this topic.
Okay.
Okay. From the last topic, that is day 1 topic, there was only one long answer type question, right? Mainly.
Yeah.
That was the structure of heart. Structure of
Yeah.
heart. But today you can expect more long answer type questions. Okay. So you should remember that as well. So let us start with our session. So first let us discuss the MCQ questions. Then we can move on to the assertion and reasoning and the rest of the time. But MCQ questions are comparatively less from this topic. So I had included only one. The rest of the questions we had discussed in yesterday's ERP test. So this is the first question. They are pipe-like, consisting of a group of specialized cells. They transport food and form a two-way traffic in plants. Which of the following terms qualifies for the features mentioned above?
Phloem.
Very easy, right? Very good. Phloem. The right answer is phloem tissue. So from the first term itself, we can identify, right? They are transporting food, right? Two-way means both in upward as well as downward direction. So using the two hint, right? The transport foot and form a two-way traffic. Using the two hint, we can easily we can easily conclude our answer, right? It is phloem tissue. Very good. So the right answer here is phloem tissue, option D. Clear? Can we move on to the next question? Yes. Next, we are going on to assertion and reasoning based question. So please remember this instruction. You will be given an assertion statement and a reason statement, and these are the 4 options. Please remember the option. Okay. A means both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. B means both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. C means assertion is true, but reason is false. D means assertion is false and reason is true. Okay. Reason is also false, reason is true. Okay, these are the 4 directions. But I think actually you should very carefully look into the direction. In some of the question papers, I actually had seen that the D direction will be different. Okay, actually the D direction they can give in 2 ways. The first way is this one: assertion is false, reason is also false. The second way they can give it: assertion is false, reason is true. Do you got it, Abhinav? So never think that always these directions will be the same. Okay, sometimes the directions will change. When the direction changes, they will specifically mention in the question paper. So in this way also you can expect. Okay, never think that always the direction will be the same, because some students will be having this confusion, and I think in the last year many students had made mistakes in that because the direction was different. Okay, to twist the question they had actually changed the direction. So when such thing happens, you will lose marks. Okay, so you should check the directions, then you should write the answers. Do you got it, Abhinav? Yes. So here actually, to just confuse you, I had deliberately changed the direction. Okay, assertion is false and reason is also false. That is a D direction. Okay, anyway, let us move into the question. This is the first question. Assertion: the xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connects roots to the leaves through the stem and branches. Reason: phloem transports water to the entire plant. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connects roots to the leaves through the stem and branches. Reason: phloem transports water to the entire plant.
A is true, but R is false.
A is true, but R is false, right? The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connect root to the leaves through the stem and branches. Okay, that is correct. Phloem transports water. That is wrong, right?
Yeah,
So
xylem
assertion is
transports water.
true. Yes, xylem transports water. So here assertion is true and reason is false. Then the next one. The walls of the chambers of the heart contracts and relaxes rhythmically. Reason: the walls of the chambers of the heart is made of muscles. The walls of the chambers of the heart contracts and relaxes rhythmically. The walls of the chambers of the heart is made of muscles. So what do you think? Is the assertion correct? The walls of the chambers of the heart contracts and relaxes rhythmically. The walls of the chambers of the heart is made of muscles. What do you think, is the assertion correct or reason correct?
So both A and R are true?
Very good. Both assertion and reason are true. Are they explaining each other?
Right? They're not really explaining each other.
Sure. We had actually learned a technique, right, in the last session. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, I'm using
Why
that technique, yeah.
you are using the technique? So you just ask the question. The walls of the chambers of the heart contracts and relax rhythmically. Why the walls of the chambers contract and relax? The answer is to pump the blood, right?
So
To
it's,
pump
yeah,
the blood. How is they contracting and relaxing? With the help of
with the
muscles,
help of
right?
muscles.
So when you are asking the question how, the answer you are getting is because they are made up of muscles, right? That answer you will get. So you can say reason is the
So the reason is the correct
correct
explanation.
explanation, or else you can use our
Okay.
second method, because method. Try to use
Yeah,
the
I'm
because
doing
method.
that. Yeah, I'm doing that.
So the walls of the chambers of the heart contracts and relax rhythmically because they are made up of muscles.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we are connecting it in that way, they are perfectly matching, right? So you can say both assertion and reason are true, and it is the
Yeah.
correct explanation as well. You got it?
Okay, okay, yeah.
So next question. This is a long answer type question. So you can take your time. I will give you 5 minutes to write the answers. Briefly describe the transport of food and other substances in plants.
Okay.
So you have to mention at least 3 to 4 points. Okay. The transport of food and other substances in plants. So try to write down this answer. I will give you 5 minutes for you to complete this answer. Very important question. Okay. After you had completed writing down the answer, please let me know. Completed? After you had completed, please let me know. Okay, then we can discuss the answer. So 3 to 4 points, that is enough. Okay. Usually, even if they're asking it for a long answer type questions and all, 3 to 4 points you should write. That is enough. but some keywords should be there. I hope you remember that keywords. So that keyword should be there in your answer. Without that keywords, they will not give you that marks.
Yeah, done, sir.
Done. Can you read out your answer?
So, in plants, there's a system called the vascular system. The vascular system contains two tissues, the xylem tissue and the phloem tissue. So, the xylem tissue is responsible for the transportation of water and minerals in the plant from the soil to the other parts of the plant. The movement of water and minerals in the plant is unidirectional.
Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. So actually here the question is only about transportation of food. Okay. So that xylem part is not required. Do you got it, Abhinav? So you can
no, it
avoid
said
that.
food and other substances, right?
Food and other substances, but they had not mentioned about water, right? If you want to write the answer, if they are specifically asking about water, then only you have to mention about xylem. Do you got it? If they are only asking about food and other substances, means along with the food, some nutrients, this all are getting transported, right? That's why they are calling food and other substances. They never meant water. Okay. So when the question is about food, you should mention. If they want to ask about xylem, they will specifically say water, food and water. Okay, here they are not asking about water, so it is not required for you to describe the function of xylem. You have to give only the answer related to phloem. Okay. Okay. So can you just read out the answer that you had written for phloem? So you can avoid xylem.
Yeah, contains a tissue called the phloem tissue. Then the phloem is the tissue that is responsible for the transportation of food in the plant. The movement of the food in the plant is known as translocation.
Very good. Yes.
Then in the plant, food moves in two ways. It moves upwards and downwards, and this movement is called bidirectional movement. Then the main points mostly that only, right?
Okay, good. So you had mentioned almost 3 points. That is good. So, but you have to mention this as well. The food is getting transported from leaves. Okay, from leaves to different parts of the plant. Okay, that is also you should include. So very good, very good. So the keywords in this answer is phloem. If you are not using phloem, you will lose 1 mark. Then the next keyword is translocation. If you had not used translocation, you will lose 1 mark. Okay. Then the next keyword is bidirectional.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are not mentioning bidirectional, you will lose 1 mark. Okay. If you can mention all these 3 terms, then usually the teachers will give you 3 marks. Okay.
Yeah.
If it is a 4-mark question, then you have to mention about the leaf as well. Okay. They will be synthesized in the leaf, and from the leaves they will be transported into different parts. Okay. And when you are saying the bidirectional, you can just say the point like this. Okay. The transportation of food through phloem is bidirectional. That is, it is taking place both in upward as well as downward direction. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
So good. Your answer is correct, but you have to take care of these 2 things. Okay. Avoid xylem. Only say about phloem. And try to mention about leaves as well. The food will be synthesized in the leaves, and from the leaves they will be transported to different parts of the plant. Okay. And when you are talking about xylem, you should say about soil. Okay. The water from the soil will be taken by the root hairs by the process of osmosis, and from the root hairs it will reach the root cells. From the root cells through the xylem it will reach the different body parts. So the location from where to where they are getting transported, that is very important. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, very good, very good. Can we move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Yes, this is explain the functioning of heart. So for this question, okay, first of all, you just write the answer. This question also, if it is for 3 marks, okay, if it is just for 3 marks, then we had learned a flow chart, right? You can just mention that flow chart. That is more than enough if it is for 3 marks. But if it is for 4 marks, then you can mention about that double circulation. Okay. So if it is for 3 marks, you just try to write the answer. Then we can explain. Okay.
Okay.
Then I will explain. Okay. So for example, you consider this is for 3 marks.
Okay.
So how you will write the answer?
So just the chart, right?
Yes. But in the chart also you can add some modification that I will explain. Okay. After
Oh,
write.
okay.
So try to write down that. Explain the functioning of halt. So 3 marks only the chart is required because we will not be having that much time in the exam, right? To write
Yeah.
everything. If it is for 4 or 5 marks, no issue. We can write about double circulation and all. If it is for 3 marks, we do not have that much time to spend. So just a flow chart, that is enough. And in the flow chart, if you are not able to recall the name of the valve, not required. Okay, you can just write
Okay.
valve 1, valve 2, no issue. Because the name of the valve is coming in 10th standard. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
even if you don't know, no issues. A very important question. Okay,
Yeah.
done.
Almost done, sir.
So first of all, in today's session, we are completing the long answer type question first. Then we will move on to short answer type and case study based question. Explain the functioning of heart. This question can be asked in different ways. Okay, sometimes they will ask you how the heart functions, or they can ask you explain the circulation of heart. In all this way, they can ask this question. After you had completed writing down the answer, please let me know, then we can discuss the answers. Okay.
So only the flow chart is needed, right?
Yes, 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 only the
Yeah.
flow chart.
So done.
Very good, very good. Can you just read out your flow chart?
So first the deoxygenated blood
Hmm.
goes into the superior and the inferior vena cava.
Hmm.
Then it goes into the right atrium.
Very good. So you can just indicate
Then
it by arrow mark. You can just indicate it by arrow mark, right? Okay,
that I
very
can.
good, very good. Yes.
Then it goes through the tricuspid valve
Hmm.
into the right ventricle. Then from the right ventricle, it goes into the pulmonary valve.
Hmm.
Then from the pulmonary valve, it goes into the pulmonary artery, then into the lungs for oxygenation.
Hmm.
Then after that, the oxygenated blood goes into the
Hmm.
pulmonary vein.
Hmm.
From there, it goes to left atrium.
Hmm.
Then from the left atrium, it goes into the mitral valve to the left ventricle.
Hmm.
Then after that, it goes to the aortic valve, then to
Hmm.
the aorta.
Hmm.
Then it goes to the different parts of our body.
Very good, very good. You can also mention about the arteries, but anyway, you will get full
Yeah.
marks, full 3 marks. If you write this much, they will give you the full 3 marks. But here, what you can do additionally, when you're writing the answer,
Okay.
if you want to attract your teachers a little more, okay, what you can do is that after drawing this flow chart, you try to mark this walls with a different color. Okay, give a different color for the walls and also give a different color for oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Do you got it?
Okay. Yes,
And
yes.
also the pulmonary artery. And for example, you might be using multiple colors, right? When you're
Yeah.
writing, or sometimes you will be using blue and black, right?
Mm.
You're using pen, right, when you're writing
Yeah.
exam, so blue and black, so you can actually write the rest of the things in blue color and you can mark that deoxygenated blood with black color. Valve one, valves, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, this much things you can mark with some different
Okay.
colors.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
it will be little more attractive. Also, after drawing this, you can do this much things as well. You just mark it like this. Okay, you mark it like this, then you're here you mention
Okay. The
pulmonary
pulmonary
circulation.
circulation.
When do you got it? So you can
Yeah.
modify
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
flowchart in this way. Okay, so that you had explained everything, right? So seeing this
Yeah.
flowchart,
Yeah.
the teacher will be able to identify, okay, he knows everything. Okay, so
Okay,
that
sir.
it will be complete. Do you got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then everything is okay. Then even if it is for 4 marks, they will not reduce even a single mark. Okay,
Okay,
if
sir.
you had mentioned this much thing, so you can first point you can mention in this way. Before drawing this table, you can just mention the circulation of our heart is double circulation,
Double
right?
circulation.
Then you can draw this flow chart, then you just mark
Okay,
it like
sir.
this. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay,
pulmonary
sir.
circulation, systemic circulation, then you will get full marks. Do you got it?
Okay, sir. Yes.
So that is just an additional thing. Even if you
Okay.
had written this much things, they will give you full marks, no issue. But
Yeah.
to
Okay, sir.
make it little more attractive, you can do this as well. Then it will be
Okay.
very good, perfect answer. Do you got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So now itself you can do that. Okay, just try to mark it pulmonary circulation and just try to mark the systemic circulation. Okay, done.
Yeah.
But rarely they will ask the functioning of heart. Okay, because this is a
Okay.
very difficult question. I hope you know, right? Most of the
Yeah.
students will not be able to answer this because they have to remember this much things. So this is very difficult. So rarely they will ask, but anyway, if they are asking, you will get full marks. Okay.
Okay.
So we are now moving on to the next long answer type question. So this is the last long answer type question. Explain or briefly describe the transport of water and minerals in plants. Briefly
Yeah.
describe
Okay.
the transport of. So this is how they will ask
Yeah.
if they want to, if they want to ask you about water transportation. Okay, briefly describe the transport of water and minerals in plants.
Okay.
So complete writing that answer, then we can discuss the answer. Here also I had said some keywords are there. You should
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
miss that keywords.
Yeah.
If you are missing that keywords, then you will lose the marks. Okay. After you had completed writing down the answer, please let me know. Okay.
Answer.
Very good, very good. Can you read out your answer?
So plants contain a tissue called the xylem tissue. This tissue is responsible for the transport of water in plants.
Hmm.
So the whole process starts from the soil. Water and minerals from the soil
Hmm.
goes to the root hairs.
Hmm.
Then from the root hairs, the water goes into the root cell.
Hmm.
Then it goes into the root cells with a process called osmosis.
Hmm.
Then from there, it goes into the xylem tissue, into the xylem tube. Then after that, the water is transported to all parts of the plant. Then the movement of water inside of the xylem is called the ascent of sap.
Hmm.
The water going through the plant isn't completely water. It also contains sap. Then what is sucrose? It's the main
Main component of sap.
Yeah, the main component of sap is called sucrose.
Very
Then
good. Very good. You
water
can also.
only moves in unidirectional movement.
This much you can mention, but
yeah.
about you guys to mention two things you had missed: transpiration pull, root pressure.
Root
That is
pressure.
very, very important. Okay.
Yeah.
Never miss that one. So when you're writing this answer, usually what I would recommend, this is a very long answer, right? So never
Yeah.
write it in paragraph format. You are writing it in paragraph format,
Points.
right?
Yeah, I should write in points, right?
Points, yes. Then only you will get good marks. Okay. So
Yeah.
never write your answer in the form of paragraph. Okay. So how you can write this answer? I will just show you. Very easy. In the form of points. Okay. The transportation of water takes place through xylem. That is the first point.
Yeah.
Okay. Transportation of water takes place through xylem. Okay, transportation of water takes place through xylem. Okay,
Xylem.
okay. Sorry, takes place through xylem. This is our first point, right? This is the first point that you have to mention. After writing this point, then you can elaborate it. Okay, then you can write the next point. Okay, the transport of water through xylem is called as ascent of
Ascent
sap.
of sap.
Right, that is the next point. Right, that is the next point. I'm not writing the entire point, I'm just writing the key words. Okay, ascent of sap. The transport of water through xylem is called as ascent of sap.
Ascent
Then
of
you can
sap.
write the next point. It will take place only in one direction. It is unidirectional. It is unidirectional. Then you can draw the flow chart. Right, we had learned a flow chart, right? Soil, from the soil the water will be pushed, will enter into the root hairs, right? Root hairs. So what is the advantage of flow chart? When you are drawing the flow chart, you can write down many points using symbol words, right? Symbol words. So root hairs, in the bracket you can give increase surface area.
Surface area, yeah.
So that you can write down more points here, right? When we are writing this in the form of paragraph, what is the issue? It will take a lot of space, right? And the teachers will not be able to read everything, right? So in this way you can write soil, root hairs, they will increase the surface area. Then next, root cells, right?
Root cells.
In this way they will reach the root cells. So you here above the arrow mark, or here itself you can draw, right? Here above the arrow mark you can just mention osmosis.
Okay,
you got it. Here you can just you put an arrow mark and draw osmosis, or above the arrow mark you can write osmosis. By osmosis they will enter into the root hairs. The root hairs will increase surface area, and from the root hairs they will move into the root cells, right? From the root cells they will move into the xylem, and through the xylem they will reach the plant parts, right? When you're writing this in the form of paragraph, what happens? You will lose a lot of time, right? First thing, a lot of space, everything is waste. So if you are drawing it in this form, just single line, right? And which is more attractive, this one or paragraph form? Which is more? This one, right? Immediately the moment the teacher sees this, oh my god, this person knows everything, right? She will immediately put the mark. This is more attractive. So convert your answer in this way. Okay, so now I had just used 4 lines, right? But I had said everything. Transportation of water takes place through xylem. The transportation is called as ascent of sap, and then sap mainly contains sucrose. That much point you can write here, right? Sap mainly contains sucrose. All this you can write as a single point, just 2 lines, right? Then the transportation of water is unidirectional. It would take place in only one direction. Then that flow chart. Over, right? Then we can say the upward movement of xylem is guided by two forces, right? The upward movement of
Transfer symbol.
the water moves upward through the xylem with the help of two forces, right? The water moves upward through xylem by two forces, right?
During day, transpiration pull, and during
Very
night,
good.
root pressure.
By two forces. By two forces. How you can write it here? Very simple. You just put a column, then you can just write one. Then you can write during daytime, right? Daytime. Or you can simply say daytime, right? During daytime. Then you can put an arrow mark and say transpiration pull,
Transpiration pull.
right? Transpiration. This is only what is required, right?
Yeah.
Transpiration pull. Then in the arrow mark, if it is a 4-mark question, then you can put a bracket here and you can mention a little, right? Evaporation will take place, and because of evaporation,
Yeah.
the transpiration water will be lost, and this will create a suction force, right? That you can mention in a bracket, right? Then you can write second one. Second one, what you will write? Night,
Root
right?
pressure. Yeah,
Night
nighttime
root
root pressure.
You just put an arrow mark, root pressure. Very simple, right? This answer is
Yes.
what happens when you're writing the answer in this way. Less time, right?
Yeah.
How much minute I take? Just 2 to 3 minutes, right? Within 2 to 3
minutes, yeah.
minutes, I had written all the points, and I'm
Yeah.
going to get maximum marks. Do you got
Yes,
that?
sir.
This is the advantage of writing answer in this way. So never write the
Yeah.
answer in the form of paragraphs.
Okay.
Okay, you can write the answer not in all subjects. For English, you should never do this.
Yeah.
Okay, if it is an English exam, you should never do this. The teachers are not going to give you the marks. Okay,
But for like history and all,
yes, history, biology, physics,
biology, physics.
chemistry, all the subjects you have to write the answer in this way. Okay,
Okay,
because
sir.
if we are going to make big paragraphs, our answer will not look attractive. Okay, and we have to mention a lot of things here, right? So it is not possible for us to write the answer in the paragraph. But when you're writing the answer in
Yeah.
this way, just 5 points, and all the 5 points are perfect, right? If you
Yes.
are the teacher, what you will do, if you're seeing the answer in this way, simply will look, okay, that person had written everything, you will give
Yeah.
marks, right? You will give full marks. But when you're writing in the form of paragraph, you will miss some points, right?
Yes.
You will not be able to remember. So when you are preparing the notes, you should prepare the note in this way. Okay, so
Yeah.
you should start from your notes, then only you can write the answer in this way. Do you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so start from your notes. Okay,
Okay, sir.
start from your notes, so then it will be very easy for you to write the answers in a very short paragraph. Very short paragraph, it will just take half a page or 1 page maximum, right?
One page,
In
yeah.
that 1 page you can write down everything. So less
Everything.
time, more marks. Okay,
Yes.
so you should write that answer in that way. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So here also I had mentioned, I had written it in the form of a paragraph, right? So I had just shown you as a written form so that you can easily understand. Do you got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
For phloem also you should follow this. For functioning
Okay.
of
Yeah.
heart also I had shown, right? For example,
Yeah.
just drawing that flow chart, then instead of simply explaining the pulmonary and systemic circulation in that chart itself, we had just shown,
Chart itself,
right?
we can just write.
So that the teacher seeing it, okay, she will identify, okay, this person know about pulmonary circulation,
Yeah.
she knows about systemic, everything is okay. She will give you full marks. Do you got it?
Yes.
Yes. So writing in exam is all about the way you present it. So your presentation should be very good. Okay. Yes. If you want to score good marks, your presentation should be perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So for subjects, all the subject that you had mentioned, follow this method. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
so yes.
so that's all about long answer type. But this all works only in long answer type questions. Okay.
Yeah.
For short answer type, this is not required because
Yes.
just single line answer, right? So you can write it in the form of a 2 or 3 sentences or all. But I think at
Yeah.
present the teachers, they are rarely asking this long answer type questions, right?
Yeah.
Mostly they are asking short answers, so no issues. Usually, because I can see nowadays in the question paper, they are asking the question A, B, C, right? So most of them will be short answer type. But earlier they were asking this long answer type question. But if they are
Oh, yeah.
asking that long answer type question, you can answer it in this way. Okay, if they are not, just single 1 or 2 sentence, that is more than enough. So next question, what is a heartbeat? What is a heartbeat? This is
Answer.
a short answer type. Yes, can you read out your answer? What
The
is a
rhythmic
heartbeat?
contraction and relaxation of the heart is
Very
called
good.
a heartbeat.
Yes, that is the answer. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart or cardiac muscles. That is the
Yeah.
heartbeat. Then what is the use of stethoscope? These all are easy answers. 2-mark questions. What is the use of stethoscope? For what purpose we are using the stethoscope? Just one or two lines, not more than that. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the use of a stethoscope?
Answer.
Yeah. Yes, what is the use?
A stethoscope is used to listen to the heartbeat. It amplifies the sound of the heart.
Very good, very good. So when you're writing the answer, only that point is recorded. It helps to amplify the sound of the heart. Okay. Then you will get full 2 marks. Then what is pulse? What is pulse? So all are 2 mark questions. So
Yeah.
simple one line, 2 line answers are enough. What is pulse?
Answer.
Then can you read out your answer?
The throbbing movement caused due to the flowing of blood in our blood vessels is called a pulse.
Yes, that is a pulse. You can instead of just mentioning through the blood vessels, you can mention arteries. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Because usually through veins we cannot identify pulse.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So the pulse is only seen in arteries, not in the veins, because we had already know, right? Through the veins the blood
Yeah,
is flowing
yeah.
in low pressure, so there will be no pulse. So when we are touching here, we are actually trying to identify the artery. Okay. So the pulse is usually seen in the arteries, not in the veins. Okay. Now let me ask you another question. The doctors, you had you taken any injection?
Yeah.
So the doctors are pumping that injection into our artery or veins.
Veins, right?
There are different types of injection. Some of the
Yeah.
injection, sometimes you will see that the doctors are finding it very hard to find that vein, right?
Yeah,
At
yeah.
that time, they are injecting it into the artery. Okay.
Oh,
Sometimes they will inject it to the veins. So at that time, they will not check, right? Very easily
yeah.
they will inject. But sometimes they will, for example, when they are taking the injection to the buttocks and all, that is actually they are simply, that is skin injections. Okay.
Oh,
Means
okay,
just
okay, okay.
just they are applying it to the skin. That, but it is not required for you to write down all those things, Abhinav. Don't write all those things.
Yeah.
This is general thing, general knowledge. Okay. Yes. Next question. Define pulse rate and write the average pulse rate of human being.
Okay.
This is an important question, but simple one line answer. Define pulse rate. What is a pulse rate? And you have to write the average pulse rate of human being. Define pulse rate. What is the average pulse rate of, or write the average pulse rate of human beings. After you had completed writing down the answer, please let me know. Okay.
Answer.
Done.
The
Okay.
number of
Again,
heartbeats, of the heart in a minute is called a pulse rate. The average pulse rate is 72 to 80.
okay. Instead of heartbeat, you can write pulse speeds. Okay, both are correct.
Okay.
Anyway, if you write both, but little more correct is pulse beat. Okay, the number of
Okay,
pulses
okay.
or pulse beat per minute is called pulse, right? What is the normal pulse rate? It is 72 to 80
72
beats
to
per
80.
minute. Okay. Next, what is transpiration? What
Oh.
is transpiration? So just like your usual exam, we will be having only 20 questions. Okay. Exactly 20 questions. What is transpiration?
So transpiration is the loss of water through the stomata or on the leaves.
Very good. Through the stomata, or you can say from the aerial
Aerial
parts of the
parts.
plant. Because in higher classes you will learn the water is not only lost through stomata. There are some other structures, they also will lose water. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
there are something called as lenticels and all. In large trees and all, we can see lenticels. It is nothing. In the wood, there will be small gap, right? That is
Yeah.
lenticels. Lenticels.
Oh, okay.
So stomata is, it is not required for it to write that, okay, because it is higher biology. Abhinav, don't write that, okay. Lenticel is not required. So if you, even if you write at 7th standard level, if you simply write about stomata, you will get full marks, no issue. But
Okay.
it is better for you to write from the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial
Okay.
means from the parts that are above the root. Okay, from all these parts water can be lost. Okay, so transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. Okay, good. The answer is correct. What is the
Okay.
function of xylem? Very simple question, right?
Yeah.
It is just for 2 marks, so don't write essays. You just have to write in
Okay.
one
Okay.
line. One line. What is the function of xylem? What is the function of xylem? What is the function of xylem?
Done, sir.
Done.
Xylem. Xylem is the tissue present in plants to help in the transportation of water.
Very good. Okay, you just have to mention they help in the transport of water and minerals. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, they help in the transport of water and minerals. Then what is osmosis? There are many terms in this chapter, right? So you should
Yeah.
remember all those terms because they, in the exam they will ask you to define all those terms. So that's why I had specifically included all those questions. What is osmosis? So transpiration, osmosis, all these terms are very important in this chapter. Translocation, ascent of sap, all this you can expect as questions.
Okay, sir. Done, sir.
Done.
Movement
Can
of
you read
water
out?
from higher region of concentration to a lower region of concentration.
Very good, very good, very good. Through a semi-permeable membrane, that also
Yeah.
you can add. Okay, the movement of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable
Semi-permeable membrane.
membrane. That is osmosis. Now, what are the peculiarities of root hair? Actually, the term is only difficult. Peculiarities means specialities. Okay, or what is the function of root hair? That is what they are asking.
Okay.
What are peculiarities? So never get confused with that word. Okay, peculiarities.
Okay.
Peculiarities means specialities or functions. So what are the peculiarities of root hair? What are the peculiarities of root hair?
Answer.
Yes, what are the peculiarities or specialities
Yeah,
of root hair?
so root hair helps in the transportation of water in plants by increasing the
Hmm,
surface area for
very good, very
absorption
good.
of water.
Very good. That is the main answer. If you got just mentioned about increasing the surface area, you will get full marks. Okay.
Okay.
That is a keyword. So root hair, what are they doing? They will increase the surface area of the root for the absorption of water and mineral nutrients. Okay. That is the main function of root hair. Okay. Next. This is a high order thinking question. Okay. A student says that heart rust whenever we sleep. Do you agree? Give reasons. It is a high order thinking question. So you just think and answer. A student is there. That student is saying that heart rust whenever we sleep. Do you agree? Give reasons. So it is a high order thinking question because you have to think a little. Then only you can answer it.
Yeah. Done so.
Then can you read out your answer?
So, no, I do not agree. It is not a trust, as our heart always has to keep pumping blood to our body. If it stops beating and pumping blood, then we will just die immediately.
Very good, very good, very good. Correct answer. So that is actually wrong, right? The heart never stops working.
Yeah.
It continuously pump blood throughout our life. So during sleep, the thing that is happening is the heartbeat slows down, right?
Yeah.
The heartbeat slows down, but the heart keeps on working. It will
Keeps
keep
on
on
working.
supplying oxygen and nutrients to all body parts. So your answer is perfectly correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Next, what is the function of phloem? Very easy question, right? What is the function of phloem? Just one line answer. What is the function
Okay.
of phloem? What is the function of phloem? What is the function of phloem?
Done. So the phloem transports food in the plants.
Very good. The phloem transports food. Okay, or you can say the products of photosynthesis from leaves to different parts of the plant, or food. Very simple. They transport food in plants. Next, this is also a high order thinking question. You have to think and answer. Okay. A gardener accidentally cuts the xylem of a young plant. What changes would you expect after a few days? So there was a gardener. That gardener accidentally he cuts the xylem of a young plant. What changes would you expect after few days? After 1 or 2 days, what or after few days, what changes can you expect? So such type of high order thinking questions also you can expect in the exam. Okay.
Yeah.
So the speciality of high order thinking question is that they will be application level. Okay. So they will not be a direct question like define, explain. No. Mainly give reasons. What do you think? This type of questions are high order thinking questions. So don't write essays, just 2 or 3 lines. Okay. High order thinking questions, you never they will ask you long answer type questions, usually for 2 marks. The high order thinking question, mostly it will be for 2 marks, 2 marks or 1 mark. So you have to just think and write it in 1 or 2 sentences. That is enough. Completed?
Okay. Done. Yeah.
Can you read out your answer?
So if he accidentally cut the xylem, then after a few days the roots would dry up and the plant would eventually die as food would not get transported in the plant.
Not food, xylem.
Xylem.
So water, right?
Water.
So water will not reach the
I
plants. Very good. So water, that is the answer. Okay, so you should be very careful. If you write food, the answer is wrong, right? So water will not reach the leaves properly and the plants dry up. Okay, they will wilt. Wilt means they will fall down. Okay, and the growth will also slow down. The growth will
Yeah.
slow down. The plant may wilt. Wilt means they will fall down. Okay, that is wilt. And the leaves may dry up and the growth will slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what happens if the xylem is cut out. What is translocation? Easy question, right? What is
Yeah.
translocation? What is translocation?
Answer.
Can you explain your answer? Can you read out your answer?
So the translocation means the movement of food in the phloem.
The movement of food from the leaves to the different parts of the plant, right? Through the phloem. That is called as translocation. When you're writing, you mention about the leaf, okay? From the leaves
Okay.
to different parts of the plant through the phloem. That is translocation. So transportation of food from leaves to different parts of the plant through the phloem. That is translocation. This is a high order thinking question. What is
Okay.
the relation between the rate of heartbeat and pulse rate? If the pulse rate of an athlete is 96 beats per minute, what will be the number of his heartbeat at the same time? What is the relation between the rate of heartbeat and pulse rate? If the pulse rate of an athlete is 96 beats per minute, what will be the number of his heartbeat at the same time? Think and write the answer. What is the relation between the rate of heartbeat and pulse rate?
The answer.
Yes. Can you read out the answer?
The relation is that the rate of the heartbeat and the rate of the pulse rate will always be the same.
Very good.
Yeah, and if the pulse rate of an athlete is 96 beats per minute, that means the number of heartbeats would be 96 itself.
Very good, very good, very good. That is the answer. So heartbeat. So if it is a long answer type question, then you can mention the definition of heartbeat and pulse rate as
Oh,
well.
okay,
If it
okay.
is just for 2 marks, if it is just for 2 marks, nothing is required. Your answer is perfect. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The pulse rate will be equal to the heartbeats. And if pulse rate of an athlete is 96 beats per minute, then his heartbeat will also be 96 beats per minute. So this is our last question. It is a
Yes, sir.
case study based question and it is a high order thinking question. Okay. Paheli noticed water being pulled up by a motor pump to an overhead tank of a 5-storied building. She wondered how water moves up to greater heights in the tall trees standing next to the building. Can you tell why? Paheli noticed water being pulled up by a motor pump to an overhead tank of a 5-storied building. She wondered how water moves up to great heights in the tall trees standing next to the building. Can you tell why?
Like how the
Yes,
water moves in trees, right?
very good, very good.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
So here it is not a long answer type question. It's for 3 marks. So you just have to mention that force.
Yeah.
Okay. But here you have to describe it a little because the
Okay.
question is only about that, right? Only about that pulling force.
So like water in tall trees can move up due to a force called suction pull or transpiration pull. That's how it moves up. But like when we have to define, how should we do? Like how should we define more about it?
No, actually you should mention both about daytime as well as night.
Oh, like that.
Okay,
Okay.
I like that. Okay. You have to mention both about daytime as well as night. So you can start the answer in this way. Water is transported to greater heights in tall trees with the help of xylem. Okay,
Xylem.
with the help of xylem. Then you can mention this point. During daytime, the water will be transported to greater heights with the help of transpiration pull.
Transpiration pull or suction pull.
Then you can mention that suction pull or transpiration pull. The water will be lost from the aerial parts of the plant. This will create a suction pull, right? Which will pull the water to greater heights in tall trees during daytime. At night, the water will be pulled to greater heights with the help of root pressure. That is the answer. Clear?
Oh, okay, like that.
So you have to just mention the water will be transported to greater heights with the help of xylem, and the water will be transported through the xylem with the help of two forces. During daytime, transpiration pull. At night, root pressure. Clear?
Okay, so yeah.
So this is how you are supposed to give that answer.
Okay.
Any doubts?
No, sir, no doubts.
No. Yes. So that's all about the workout session. So these are the maximum, we had actually discussed the maximum number of questions and the maximum difficulty questions. Okay, this much difficulty questions you can expect in your answer. So when you're writing the answer, just that arrangement is only what is required. All others in your case is perfect. Okay, you know the answer, you know the definitions, you know everything. You only have to focus on that arrangement. Okay. So don't write the answers in the form of paragraph. Instead of that, try to write it in the form of points. Okay, that is only what is required. Okay, so any other doubts?
No, sir, no doubts.
No, we will meet back again in the next week. By next week, we will complete this chapter. And in the next workout session, in the last 30 minutes, you will be having a written exam. So be prepared for that written exam as well. Okay, so thank you. I hope you will have a great day. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.